Campbell, does Tony Blair bear the blame, the principal blame for this, because of the obloquy that he now incurs in this country over Iraq and other things and his own private behaviour subsequently? Do you think that the Blair years, your years, that this is what follows because of what they were?
I'll tell you, I certainly don't put everything at the door of Jeremy Corbyn. I think that would be really unfair. I think that there are issues going back to when we were in power, Iraq being the most obvious in terms of policy, but also things like tuition fees, which were very, very difficult for a lot of people. We lost support. But don't forget, David, we won an election after Iraq. And the second thing I would say is that we've always... I think what Tony Blair always tried to do was to understand that most people are not living in the political bubble that we live in. And I think he always had an understanding of that. And I think there's a real danger at the moment that we're losing that. And so I think we focus far too much on... I think the Tony Gordon thing was very damaging. I think it did lead actually to a draining of talent. I think that we didn't bring on talent in the way maybe that we should and could have done. And I think where John is right is to say that a lot of this is about globalisation. I think people do feel absolutely hacked off with inequality, and they're looking for something very, very different. My point is that actually they shouldn't be looking for something that different, take the personalities out of it, to the sort of politics that we tried to give to the country. And I think it's a disaster. Wait a minute, John. I think it's a disaster for the Labour Party. Why is it nauseating?
Because you're the person, above all else, who actually created a political environment where no one believed a word a politician said after a bit.
I don't agree. I'm sorry, John.
And you lost us 5 million votes in that process and set us up to fail.
We won 3 general elections,
the reason Jeremy was elected was because they wanted some honesty back in politics again.
That's fine. You can say... Look, John, I've come on here tonight to be as nice to you as I possibly can.
So have I. The feeling is mutual.
OK. And I'll tell you why. Because I care about the Labour Party. I really care about the Labour Party. And I worry that you and yours are destroying it. And what's more, I actually worry you don't even
You took us to the edge. We're now rebuilding what we can.
I'll tell you something else.
We're trying to restore honesty and confidence in politics again that you destroyed.
OK.
You took us...